What's up, guys? Finally back with some content for you. The car is back now from painting. Kiitola did an amazing job again, as always. The car is painted in the original color, the blue color, also called kalsongblå. I can show you some details. So as you saw last time, the engine bay got sandblasted on all spots where the rust had started to eat. It's now painted with a primer for fresh metal and some surface rust that takes care of it, and then painted with this original blue color. And it's now like new in every corner. Also erased some old mounts for I don't know what it was for. It was nothing mounted in this car originally, but this was some threads right here and these flat spots in both sides. And then there was some mounts here on the strut towers for the expansion tank and power steering fluid reservoir. So they are now deleted, and I also welded some big holes here on both sides. So they are now shut. There is a lot of small holes also here yet, which could have been welded, but I decided not to. I don't know why they should be shut. You don't even see them when the engine is in. So all fresh here. Roof and doors and rear sides has been also painted now. The rest of the parts is still at Kiitola's paint shop, but I got the car home so I can start mounting in some stuff. This corner was really bad, but it had no rust all the way through, so as you see it's a little bit like this still, but no holes. So it's sandblasted to gray metal and then primed good and painted, so shouldn't get any worse. Also welded the registration plate holes shut and the antenna holes. There was a hole in both sides before, so I welded them before painting. And also remove the door handles to get it good painted. I have to remove these window trims and paint them. I didn't think I had to do that, but when he took the masking paint tape off, the paint came with it, so I have to deal with that, but not a big job. It was a lot of small dents that I didn't even see before, but he showed me when I went there and looked at it before it got painted that it had to be fixed. A lot of small dents both on the roof and on the sides, and here on this panel it was a big dent that you didn't even see, but he fixed that also very clean. And I didn't talk so much in the last episode about the modifications, but this car has now BMW bolt pattern with new studs, both front and rear. So these are now BMW wheels, and that makes a lot of more possibilities with the wheels in the future. So next up is starting to make some brake lines here in the front. I have removed the old brake line because there was 2 brake lines for the rear end that went all the way here from the front to the rear axle, but I have taken one now away from there, and all the 4 lines here in the front, because originally there was 2 lines per side from the master cylinder, but now I have this. It's a 940 and a 960 model master cylinder with the brake booster, which I have painted, and I have opened this and checked everything, so the seals are good. So this is a straight bolt-on, and this has only two holes for the brake lines. So one for the front here, and this one for the rear end. So I will install that one, and also the hydraulic clutch. I have put in some new seals in this one. I got a seal kit for it and took it apart and changed them. They didn't be so bad from before, but I did it anyway. So, and here I have some stainless steel exhaust stuff from Autocenter Jakobstad. They got me these for very good prices. I will make a 2.5-inch exhaust from the headers, and then it comes to this X-pipe which I made. Just a simple X-pipe. And then to this first muffler, this is a 2.5-inch with double pipes like that. And then from that to these big guns, which comes like this next to each other in the rear end. Just some nice little elbows here in the end under the rear bumper. So I think it will get a nice smooth sound with this. Hopefully, I don't know. Never seen one with this kind of exhaust before, but it will be very interesting. And I also bought some tires for these Atsev A wheels I'm going to run. So I will try with 245 40 17 in the rear and 215 40 in the front. The rear tires are a little bit bigger diameter, but I think it will work. It's very hard to find dimensions for this setup, I think, to match both front and rear, but I think this will work good. And I heard from my fellow Volvo builder friends that this heater core valve is a good thing to change while having the engine and interior out, and this clearly has leaked. So I ordered a new one from V8 in Sweden. So I will put this one in also right there beside the brake booster. Okay, so finally the extreme heat wave is gone from here. It has been like 30 degrees outside and also inside here in my garage. So I have tried to do some stuff to the Volvo, but it's extremely hot, and thankfully I have got this big fan right here helping me with the work. But now it's the first day when it's under 25 degrees here inside the garage. So today I will start welding the exhaust and the exhaust manifolds. But I can show you a little bit what has happened here the latest time. Last time I filmed something was when I dropped the engine inside here, and it was pretty easy with these special made engine mounts for this swap. Simple bolt on, and I also made the rear gearbox mount. After that I have started to try test mounting some radiator and front grille. I found this turbo grill from Sweden. These are pretty rare here and also elsewhere I think, but I I was lucky to find one in good condition. So I will run with that one. And I bought this big radiator from Autocenter Jakobstad. It's the biggest one you can fit inside these 740s. I think this one is from a 940, and someone called these tropic radiators. It's pretty high also, goes all the way through that original support. And I had to make some special hose here because I'm using the older version M60 water pump. So the connector for that upper hose is straight to that Vanos valve right now. So I had to make a short bend here with rubber hose. It clears nearly here when I put the connector on this also, so I think that should work. And then I made out of stainless steel pipe this part, and then to the radiator right here. And then I found a pretty good hose that almost fit bolt on right there on the lower. And then I bought this air filter and this silicone bend just with some plastic pipe here. Still have to make some support for this one. Also made the hoses here for the inside heater core. And I have made this aluminium plate to fit some new hoses here for the brake booster, and I need one connector for the max ECU also. And I made the original oil filter here, bolted, made some special mounts here straight to the front support here on the Volvo, and I'm using the original oil hoses here also. So I still have to make a place for the power steering reservoir. I don't really know where I should put it. I don't want to put it here either because the exhaust manifolds are pretty close. So I think that's not really good to have it close to that one, because I don't have any cooler or anything for the power steering system. So this is now how the engine bay is starting to look. I don't remember if I told already, but I will take the cables for front lights here from the inside here and pull them here inside the fender, and then back out here for the headlights. So there will not be any more stuff here on the sides in the engine bay than this. The engine harness is coming here behind the engine inside to the car. So I think it will be pretty clean like this. I also have mounted the rear bumper now and tested these new wheels under it. I have taken the springs out, so the rear axle is now against the rubber bushes up in the chassis. So this is as low as it goes right now, and I don't think I will drive this low, but good to test all the clearances. It's pretty close, about 5 millimeters here clearance, but fits good. It's about 1 centimeter on the inside fender. And I can show you some more stuff that I have got here while building the car. These are for the coilovers. It's like some protection bags to put around the shocks and springs. Got them from Däckhuset Lyks in Jakobstad. These are good to have here in Finland to protect the threads on the coilovers, because it's pretty shitty weather here when it rains and all that stuff. So Tobbe at TheDynolab got me this awesome plug and play adapter. So this will fit the original cable harness for the engine, and that is perfect for me because I'm feeling sick about making a new one from this pile of cables, because this is a pretty big job with this engine to get all the vanos and electric throttle and everything to work. So he found this one and I ordered it from Germany, I think. It's now made to fit the original harness and the Max ECU race. So the only thing I have to do is changing the connectors on the original cable harness to these that fits the VAG ignition coils. So that's pretty much the only thing I have to do, and also connect some cables to the car, the starter signal and oil pressure light and such good stuff that you need. And then I got this in-tank fuel pump also from the TheDynolab. It's a Volvo 450, I think, something. So I will put that inside the fuel tank, the original fuel tank. First I thought I would use this fuel cell, which I had laying around here, but the original fuel tank is in pretty good position, so I will go with that one. And now finally the exhaust mayhem is over. I have welded the headers all the way. Still have to take them out and paint them, but then I put some flexible couplings here, and then after those I used 60mm stainless pipe to the X pipe, and I think I will put the lambda sensor right here, if I can fit it in here between, so I can get the measurement from both sides. And then it goes straight here to the rear, and here I have a 63.5mm stainless pipe, 2.5 inch. It's dropped a little bit now, it comes really close to the chassis right here. And when I'm using the coilovers, which are pretty short, so I can do the exhaust under the rear axle. Originally it goes over it, but I can have it like this now when I have the coilovers, because they are so short, so the rear axle won't drop so much when you lift the car. So this exhaust is now ready to take down and weld all the way. First I have to make some mounting points for it, but that's not so big job. Looks pretty meaty with these. These are 3 inch inside. They were same diameter on the outside as the 2.5 inch, so I thought that I put 3 inch. They were same price also. And then 3.5 inch bends here on the end. So hopefully this won't be so loud. I think it will work pretty good. Almost the same setup with the mufflers as I used on the 6-cylinder engines. So this is now ready to be welded. I also installed the propeller shaft here before. It's a BMW and welded to the Volvo part. So it was a pretty easy job. Well, it has been a couple of months or many months actually since I filmed anything last time of this Volvo project. Well, here it is now. It has been done now for about 1 month, and I am very pleased with how it turned out. Everything is working just as it should. The black interior is mounted. All the gauges work except the clock and the tank meter that never works in a 740. But quite sleeper look inside. Original shifter and everything. So you cannot suspect anything done from the looks of it. Here's the engine bay. Everything is shaved away, all the extra mounts and everything. The coolant reservoir is here. It's from a BMW E39. And here is the power steering reservoir hidden away. So it's quite shaved look in this engine bay. Also got this Alpina logo made by a local CNC design place. So it completes the look of the engine. The tires has been changed. The ones I put on first was way too big, so I put the ones I had in front here in the rear and some smaller ones in the front. So I have 205 40 in the front and 215 40 in the rear. Looks quite good. The BC Racing coilovers works very perfect in my use, and I have taken away the adjuster parts in the rear completely to get it as low as I wanted it. And in the front you can lower it even more, but I don't need it any lower than this. I think it looks quite good like this. And this is now registered and completely legal here in Finland. I can show you the trunk. Battery is now here in the trunk, and a little subwoofer and fuel filter right there, and a fire extinguisher. Also made this plywood bottom in the trunk. And then I have this fiberglass wing. It's a copy of the Volvo original ducktail wing. This is from Poland, a fiberglass copy. And this is also a fiberglass louver. So it completes the 80s look of this car. And the engine wiring is hidden here behind the glove box. Everything, so you can't see anything other than this USB cable where you tune the Maxi ECU. And everything worked quite as it should with the engine harness and everything. The adapter had some minor issues, so I had to send it back to Germany. But when I got it back, it worked perfectly, and Tobbe at TheDynolab made a really nice tune to the engine. It gave 375 engine horsepower and 515 engine Newton meters. So that was actually more than I expected to come from this engine, but it works very nice. It has almost 400 Newton meters already on 2000 RPM, so quite a brutal engine. So now the Volvo is going to winter sleep, just like my white Mercedes. Wait for some dry roads and warmer weather. New projects are going on. My drifting BMW is at Kiitola Bilmåleri right now, and I can give you a little preview of what is about to come. So make sure to stay tuned for next build series.